Okay, well, it's still going live, so
Mm. Oh yeah, you're gonna do my ass.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some quick checks. Gonna make sure things are working and stuff is happening, etc. All right, looks like this appears to be live. Cool. Muted. Hopefully people will shout out if anything's not working right. Okay. Cool. I'm good, and you guys,
Yeah.
you guys good, yeah?
Good.
Beautiful. All right. Hello, friends and fellow gamers. I am That Zero, and we are back with episode 11 of the Cap Raise podcast. And I am here, of course, with my co-hosts. We have DK
Yo, what's going on, guys?
and Jawline Coon.
What's up, guys?
What is up, indeed? I think the biggest thing that's up. Well, I don't know. Do we want to start with the big news, or should we just talk about some light work, the updates in the game? We'll talk about some game updates before getting into the big stuff.
We can do the light stuff.
Yeah.
Godforge.
In general, I will say at the beginning of this week, I had messaged you guys and was like, hey, we should just do a Revive Witch podcast this week because this is going to be boring AF of a week. We're going to have nothing to talk about. And I've been playing the hell out of Revive Witch. It's been super great. So yeah, maybe sometime. But we ended up getting an update dropped on us that added a bunch of new Godforge stuff, a new Godforge boss. It got the second half of Lancevale's event, which is uneventful entirely. And we also got some big news, so let's get into it. So let's start with the more minor thing. So second part of Lancevale's event came up. I guess for people that like to collect stuff, we've got a new gear. So if you want to go grind out a little bit more points, get a new piece of gear, it's decent. We don't have a ton of ways to boost special damage, so I guess if you want to do that, cool. Yeah, you have a way. Sweet, neat. Amongst some other rewards. So yeah. Cool. It also added high difficulty challenge. It's high difficulty because 8 has told you that it is. Yes, quote unquote high difficulty. Like
Oh wow.
I'm not the only one with this opinion, right? Like this was nothing.
Yeah, no.
This
I
was
just did it like it was a regular stage. I didn't.
I went in with like a full team, level 10 arcs, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pop tank. I don't know what this fight's gonna be. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna like group some things and make sure things are CC'd, and like everything was just dead. I was like, oh, this isn't high difficulty. It's just a stage you gave us to do. Oh, I didn't have to try it. This I gotcha. Cool. I'm gonna go do something else now. So yeah, that was pretty uneventful. But hey, you get a Radiance, and a Radiance of the World, which is like the most valuable ones in my opinion, because everybody needs those. So
yeah,
so cool.
For the most part.
Nice reward. So credit where it's due. Cool. All right. Next thing we got, Vajra, new Godforge boss. That's always exciting. I love it. Keep things a little bit more fresh. Something else to farm, which is nice. We'll take a look at the weapons here in a minute. Have you guys both had a chance to run Vajra? Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah, Vajra. Watch DK come up with some weird ass name. What is it, DK?
Tell me it's Vajra. Tell me it's
Vajra.
Vajra. Bro, no, I don't know why, man, but like between Maha Blast and this, like, bro, like I just want to.
Give me the name. I want to hear.
I just think a gold member, bro. Whatever he's like, Faja. Gold member, Austin Powers. He's a Faja.
Nice. Word association is fun.
Yeah, I just couldn't. Yeah, I agree. It's I'm silencing the J. So like
Vara.
Vahra.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Throw some phlegm in there in place of the J. That's what you could do. Yeah. Vahra.
I mean, yeah, man. So,
yeah. All right.
That's fun. Demonic King. What is?
So anyway, this is probably one of my more preferred bosses that they added. One, because there's no HP locks.
No HP lock. Fuck that shit.
No HP locks, which is pretty great. He also generally likes to face one direction, so backstab's pretty easy. He is super duper physical resist. So like if you want to go in with a physical DPS, you're not going to hit as hard as you usually do unless you really stack your damage. But it is entirely possible to do. I know me, Jaw, Tweaks and Magic from our Discord, we went in with Forged Lorgs and instantly nuked the guy in like 10 seconds or less. It was pretty beautiful. So like physical damage can be a thing. But in general,
you guys a little org.
Yeah, in general though, like the easiest way to take this guy down is just Maja if you have him. He's weak to Earth, and as it turns out, the best Earth magic is Nether Tempest with Sandworm. So it's like 3 casts if you're capping. Like 3 casts will just kill him solo with Maja. So Maha Blast continues his supremacy. But Force Lurks will kill quicker than a Maja. So, just saying.
Or decked out Zorgs will, yes.
True, yeah. Properly built, min-maxed for that fight. Exactly, yeah. I will say, now that I finally have Zlorg built, and I built him first to work in this fight, all the other Godforge bosses are so much easier to use him in. Because you don't need to stack nearly as much damage for everybody else. I can run Stardust Live to get extra charges. I can run Goddess Kiss to like make my looping my skills much easier. I didn't have to throw nearly as much on as for this guy, but yeah.
Roger, really? I feel like this one was much easier compared to the other ones.
Really?
I mean, not that they're hard, but I just felt like this one was a lot easier.
Yeah, I found the physical reduction, like just his resistance to physical damage was high enough that like I needed to have like Silver-Haired Swordsman for that plus 40%. And like I needed backstab damage and all this other stuff. Whereas like on most of the other fights, I can just do like Slayer, maybe 2 or 3 other multipliers, and like I'm probably good. Just match resistance and do a Fairy Convulsion, and it's fine. But anyway,
nice.
But yeah, the boss is cool. I really like the fact that there's just no HP locks. That's the best thing about it, to be honest. In my opinion,
it's much easier.
That's my most favorite thing.
Yeah,
I think most people do complain about the even on my Discord. That's all like you hear. Oh, I fucking hate HP locks. Why would you do it?
I mean, it's a what is it? Beating a dead horse, right? At this point, but it's such a artificial like difficulty. Like, what's the point of it? It does nothing.
But yeah, it slows things down. It's like I understood it more. I understood it for something like Kraken specifically, where there was like a stage transition, so it like gave it a chance to do like its thing. There was a definitive like damage step that happened, and then the map changed. So like you went through this definitive phase. So like there on Kraken, I didn't mind it as much, at least the second HP cap. But then they just kept doing it for others for like basically no reason, and it was just frustrating and annoying because like they don't give you like if. I want a flavor reason as to why the HP is locked. Like, make it so Fall Mega's, like, going into, like, some cocoon to go into, like, some, like, berserk mode or something. Like, make her become enraged or something because, she went into this mode or I don't know. But when you just do it arbitrarily, it really breaks, like, the little bit of immersion we might have, of, like, the flavor behind the things that we're murdering. But, hey, we got Magic 13, Nefets, Edgar, Darius. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining up early. Nice to see y'all.
Yeah. I was going to say that, too. I was going to say, we should talk to her, but it's actually in here. So.
Yeah.
And, what poster do you have, Magic?
Nefets, we'll get to the collab announcement in a little bit, so we'll talk about some of that stuff. So
That's my collab.
Yeah? All right. So another thing that I like when they do it is when the big gear is just super definitively noticeable and just really stand out. There's some of them that just isn't as much, but like this big bright blue diamond when it shows up, it's just exciting to see. So I like it. Feels good. Unlike the Kraken one where like it's noticeable, but it's just like really dark on a dark background, so it's like not super hype. But yeah.
Oh, the drops?
Yeah, for like the big drops that you're looking for. So it kind of falls into the background a little bit. Some of the other ones.
What is it? The Thunder King Titanic gem, right?
I think so. I think that's right. Yeah, Titanic gem. Yeah.
Let's be real here. This design on this new boss is fucking
pretty
badass.
dope,
dude.
Yep.
This year, this entire
dude.
year, they keep outdoing themselves with boss designs. Like they're really pushing like what they can do with the aesthetics of the things
The
we're fighting, and I love
immediate-
it. It's so cool. Have
The
either
immediate feel I got out of it, though, the immediate feel was Final Fantasy. Like, I don't know if you guys played like 3 or 2. Like, that was what you saw when you fought, in Final Fantasy 1 or 2, and like 2 and 3 and stuff like that. So like, and there were like little sprites, and then these huge like sprites that you had to fight against, like, and the bosses and stuff. So like, I was like, oh my gosh, this feels so good. I don't know, I loved it, man.
So, have either of you guys failed enough to see his one-shot animation?
No, I didn't even know he had one.
Yeah, if
He has a lightning bolt.
if basically the fight goes on too long, which I've only had happen once because I was like testing a build and I had a Maja in the party who was probably on auto, didn't cast a single Nether Tempest. It was really awful.
Nice.
Yeah, just sat there doing nothing. Was last man standing, and then we wiped. It was terrible. But anyway, yeah, if you just let it go for far too long, it's kind of like Martigade in that way, where like if you like, it's a really easy fight. But if you, for some reason, you don't meet the DPS check, and eventually he gets to do his thing where he cycles through ailments and then heals and does like, it's basically over. You can't win anymore. Well, this guy has
So
a
it's
thing
not
where,
an HP thing? It's just a timer thing?
as far as I know, I think it's just a timer thing.
It's just a timer.
Because I've only had it happen once, and
Oh.
it's when the fight went way too long. I mean, it was probably a solid like 2 minutes or more, which like in this fight, like you shouldn't have that happen. Maybe it's even only 1 minute. I don't really know. But it's, probably a couple minutes. I don't know what it is because it only happened once. But basically, it does like a time stop thing. And he just brings his hammer down on top of you and just either one-shots you or the entire party. I think only one person was up when I got to see it. But it hit for over 60K. It was awesome. It was just super beautiful
Nice.
animation. So, if you ever just want to see it, go and do it because it looks really cool. All right. So why are we going to go murder this guy? And go get his nice thunder gem things.
The axe, bro. That's all you need.
Ooh,
man.
the axe. The axe. All right, yeah. So we'll go to the ones that I've
I don't
already
have
crafted.
it. You got it, right?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Second thing that I got. So, yeah, I mean, we'll start with the best right up front. This is easily the best ad that's new for multiple reasons. So, first off, we could see some pretty standard stuff. 1, high strength in the game, which, stat sticks can be pretty good when you're adding that much. Physical attack damage, like that's pretty normal. I'm pretty sure this will go up to 15% at plus 40, so that's not huge. 50% break. This is we don't get this effect often, right? We have this on what is it? Iron Pipe? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Iron Pipe
From
was
Nier.
yeah, that was a huge deal because it was like the first thing we got with break right on it. So we now have that and this for an additive plus 100 total if you're dual wielding them. Lance Veil's Paid also had a plus 50 on it, which, made that pretty good for him if you were just wanting to focus on that. But this could just be thrown on anybody. Axe also is what you would use for like Axe High Boost if you want to add an extra 25%, which isn't massive. But, if you're just trying to min-max on break, this already fits the right weapon archetype for it, which is awesome. But then in addition, like, we'll just keep going because this isn't enough already on an axe. You get free Fish Slayer. Okay. I guess when you need it, it's something. It saves you a little bit in, the Kraken fight. And greatly increased counter strength, which is what the original gimmick was of the main axe that you get this from, which is from, I believe, Grana Seas, right? Terror of the Grana Seas.
Yep.
So, I see somebody in chat, Merity Supremacy. Yeah, she's going to like it. Use this for your breaker build. So
Use me. I believe it's all about Gobble. Thank you very much.
sure, Gobble too. Yeah, absolutely. Get it.
Wait, who's that?
Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
I thought, wait, who's that?
You're talking shit.
Yeah, I'm talking shit.
So yeah, if they ever make counter be relevant, this will be really good. Just because for counter builds, this was the best in slot axe, except counter is a useless game mechanic.
Pretty trash.
Yeah, like they need to rework it, and it's never been good. So maybe one day. And if it happens, it'll be attached to one of these weapons. That's super duper good. So that's great. Yeah, I was gonna say something else on it, and I don't really remember. I will say I'm probably not gonna plus 40 it if it increased break, I totally would, but it only gives you extra physical damage, I'm told.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really care.
Yeah, I think Lake has the thing already, and it's
Okay, beautiful.
I forget the number, but yeah, it doesn't increase break, unfortunately.
Cool. But either way, powerhouse of a weapon. Super duper good. Highly recommend anybody go after it. It's fantastic. The other one that is new here that I thought was really fantastic, especially if you're using Sheeta, there was I don't remember the original name, but it was like a Shade Bow something or another. And basically,
Magic Bow of Shade.
Thank you. And basically its gimmick was all of your dark attacks, or dark physical attacks, I believe. Yeah, dark physical attacks, basically can ignore up to 20 dark resistance. So that won't let you go negative by any means, but it means that like if they're at 100 dark res, it drops it to 80 for your damage effectively. So that's on your regular attacks to help with, Goddess Kiss, things like that, as well as your physical attacks, which is where all your big damage comes from. It also gained about 150 strength, which for Sheeta, when he amplifies all his strength, actually is really, really big. And then it also just gave you 15% extra damage. Now this says Thunder Attack. This is a typo. They have already confirmed this is dark. So it's just flat out giving you an extra 15% dark damage on top of everything else. So like the only reason to not run this is that like we don't have weapon boosts on for bows.
Bow high boost.
But like beyond that, like plus 15% damage, you ignore 20% resistance, so you don't really have to run Trish in that many scenarios, as well as the big strength to just help out damage. It's really great. I took this into, I know people like to test the encroaching dead fight. That final wave, that boss, he applies elemental buffs to himself. So usually if you're using an elemental DPS, you need to wait 40 seconds for them to fall off. It makes his dark resistance 130. So I thought it'd be fun to just see what this would do for it. So I took him into that fight, reduced his resistance down to 95, and then also used this, which effectively takes him from 130 down to 75, and I was able to cap over 30k, which, is pretty good. Like, his damage being cut by 75% and still being up there. I was talking to Tweaks before, too. He tested the Sulfurina arc, which also has the same effect, and they do stack. So,
nice.
So you can actually go in like to that fight, and you can go in, leave the boss at 130 resistance, and then use this bow and the arc, and effectively make him at 90 and still be doing damage. That's pretty significant. It's pretty crazy and wonderful. So, yeah, it's a thing. Hey, Tweaks, you're actually in the chat. Hi. Yeah, Jawline, you'd said mini Dark Trishula. Yeah, it's beautiful. This is actually my favorite weapon ad because I can actually use it, and I really, really enjoy it. So, yeah, absolutely in love with it. Oh, the thing I was going to say about the axe, since it just came back to me, I was very excited to build it, but here's the thing. I have no reason to use it right now. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, who do I need to break in the game right now? We just
You
murder
don't
everything.
need to.
You don't need to.
It's an option, Zero. Now you have the best
That's
option.
that's what I mean though. Like, I'm thinking about the fights that I play, the content that I'm doing. I don't need to break anyone right now. So I want to see break, like, be important again. Like, bring Neglifar back, that fight where we were encouraged to break things to have a DPS phase. And, like, make that a thing. Because at that point, like, Merity was the most run unit. Like, Merity Honey Elixir was, like, super meta. We'd run DeGrogue, and people would run Tsukasa in that fight. Like, bring that guy back and give us some, good rewards out of that. Or just give us a new boss. I was talking in Discord, like, somebody had the idea of what if we just make somebody that's basically 100%, like, magic and physical immune, unless they're broken. Like, Neglifar had some high defenses, but not so high that we couldn't just eat through it without being broken with select units. Like Baran, notably, just did so much like piercing damage that he could actually just like cut through and do pretty significant damage. But if we were basically hitting for 1 damage unless they were broken and like encourage it, I think would be super sweet. So I'd like to see them encourage break on at least a couple of bosses more than what they do right now,
Yeah, I don't think break was never like a a thing. Well, like you had the option to break, but there was never a fight up until that one where I was like, all right, well, we have to break in order to do some
Yeah,
damage.
exactly. So yeah, I'm just saying I'd like to see it more because I got this and I was looking at my units and I'm like, I don't know who to put this on right now. I don't know. I don't see a reason. I'm just murdering everything right now anyway. So whatever. But I'm super stoked to have the tool because it is a super duper good tool. All right, on to the stuff I have not
Pretty
crafted.
nice.
On to the stuff I haven't crafted yet. Celestial Helbert. Lull. Okay, so this is made from a spear before. I don't remember what it's called. I don't really care, but basically your regular attacks had a chance to cast Rock Disaster, which is just like the lowest tier Earth magic. Does extra
The best tier.
It does
What are
extra
you talking
physical
about?
damage. Like, yeah. Physical
The
attack
spear's cool.
damage. Yeah, it looks
You can
cool.
hear the judgment. That judgment. You can hear it in his voice.
Yeah, it looks
What
cool.
are you talking about?
Looks
I'm
looks
being
very
honest
cool.
here.
Physical
No,
attack
those
damage.
heroes.
Yeah, physical attack damage
Oh.
increase standard. Enemies more likely to faint. We have a lot of things that do this now, so it doesn't matter much. But this is like I think the highest strength thing we have technically that gives faint. So like it has a purpose for fainting. I wish this was just something better though. Like one, I think it's weird that like this is an earth spell, but it didn't like convert over to an earth spear. I think it'd be nice if it was on element. Like I think it would increase the likelihood of it being more useful. Like for instance, maybe if we wanted to build stacks with Zlorg, then on element auto attacks could potentially build off hit from here, and then if we got an extra cast, maybe we could get a hit off of that too. Something interesting, but we don't even have that going for us. Or it'd be cool if like the percentage was higher, and then like what if you had a chance to cast like Tornado Storm, which is just like a super good CC spell. Like I don't know. It's just really boring and weird. It's fine though.
I tried doing this, and then I think there was a bow that did Astral Ray. I think I tried doing it. I tried doing those two with DXR because the auto hits, and it didn't really work out too well. Didn't really see them proc too often. So the chance definitely it needs to be, even for memes, the chance still needs to be higher because I couldn't even use it with DXR. I was like, what the fuck? This ain't fun.
Yeah, very sad. Tweak said it'd be nice if you could just bypass HP locks by breaking. Dude, that'd be super dope. If like on Fall Mega you break before 50% and then just nuke the rest of her HP bar. Dude, I'm running break from now on. If that was the case, that'd be sick. Get around the HP locks any way we could.
This other hammer, the other Godforge, what is it? Thanorsh?
Yeah.
Thanorsh hammer?
Thanorsh hammer Mjolnir. Yeah, that's a very weird name. But yeah, so especially for like auto attack builds, this was one of the better things that we had for adding pursuit damage. So gave you some critical hit, gave you regular attack damage. Now it just gets better. We get more stats. As far as I know, I believe that the regular attack is exactly the same rate as before. The critical rate is the same as before, but now you get some extra physical attack damage and stats. I feel like they could have pushed it a little bit more for Godforge, to be honest. But, they made a good thing a bit better. I'll get it. I'll run it on Merity probably for when she wants to be running Thunder. Nobody else I can think of necessarily wants it that bad.
No, probably just Merity, to be honest.
Yeah. But it would be really good on Merity. So I used the other one on her before. This would be good as well.
This bolt cannon from Solaris, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that one.
It's another one that like, I don't know. It seems like
I'm
they could have.
assuming it'll be 20%.
Yes, I think that's a fair assumption. Usually these URs go up by 10%, with like a couple of exceptions, but generally that's what it is. So that should go up to 20%. The big thing, I guess, is that it does give that special damage, which like there's not many things that do it. So if you want that. I personally hate piercing effects. So like to me, this is a dead perk. Like if you're to the point of endgame where you have the bolt cannon and you Godforge this, you're capping all the time. You don't need a piercing effect to sometimes give you more damage. So that's a dead skill. So to me, this reads stat stick, which is like really good strength and a lot of int on one weapon. So like if you scale off both, like it's pretty okay. And then, the plus 10, eventually plus 20% to both of these things, which, okay. To me, it feels like this hammer. They took a pretty good weapon and they made it a bit better. But it doesn't blow my mind. It's not like upgrading to, like, getting the light Godforge sword or the Kagasuchi Godblade. Like, this doesn't feel like it's as big of an upgrade as those, but that's my
I probably
take.
won't get it.
I mean, I don't even have
More than
Solaris
likely,
anyway.
probably won't.
Yeah, I don't even have it, so yeah, it's kind of whatever. Meh. If I had it, I'd probably run it on Shift Alice just because she wants a machine. So like, it's really good, and then it buffs her special. So like, when I want to buff up that special damage, that's pretty great. Rising Murder. This one's kind of nice because its requirements are really, really low. Takes a 4-star and 2 4-stars. So really, really good. Plus 15%, which turns into plus 20% to your physical attacks. Almost 300 strength. Not too bad.
Got Machine and Dragon Killer.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of just for a really niche unit. Like, if this was actual Slayers instead of Killers, it would make this so much better. Like, it would add an insane amount of value, right? But
yeah, like the Brave Bow Esperion or whatever that gives Slayers. 3 Slayers.
Yeah, 100%. It would make it so much better. Anyway, the only time that I ever put Killer on anyone is if, like, I just want Goddess Kiss to be better, but I'm already easy capping. So then like I could save like 5 or 6, SC by just running a Killer. Like, I'll do it on Roy because like Roy's always capping anyway. I don't need Insect Slayer. I don't need Undead Slayer in like those multiplayer fights. So like I might just put on the Killer so that I just make sure that I'm getting much better Goddess Kiss procs, But it's whatever. Let's see.
All in all, nothing crazy though.
Yeah, not by any stretch. I mean, it's really good for DB Ray.
Like the 15%.
Yeah, if you got DB Ray though, it's good on DB Ray.
If you imagine using him.
Okay, so on to like the scraping the bottom of the barrel stuff here. So, I don't know why it exists. This is just so goofy to me.
Man, yeah,
dude. Like, okay, what do we even eat for this? Like, trash tier plus trash tier makes like slightly okay, I guess. I'm not gonna build this. We get minus 15%. There's no like ailment resist. There's no MP on it. Like, there's just like this is so beyond niche.
Wasting
I can't
mats
even
to upgrade and then to make it. No, thank you, sir.
For minus 15, like there's other stuff that has 15 fire res on it or more. Like, yeah, this is stupid. The biggest loser though, this is just jarring beyond fucking belief. So.
The Ice Phantasm?
Okay, so we have Aqua Mirage attire. This, in general, is like one of the better robes in the game because like it's got some of the highest MP. So like any unit that comes with auto advanced magic circle that needs that passive regeneration, like this is really good to throw on. Whereas like if you don't come with it, usually you'll want to run something like Divine Law because it gives you auto advanced magic circle, right? So that you can, acquire it. But then it also just gave you some general resistance, which minus fire damage, which we have on the other one. This just adds more. This gives minus 20 on its face, and then more for fire damage. Like, this is better by itself, un-Godforged, than the last one we looked at, Godforged. And it gives, illness and curse resistance, too. This is so good. But then, with a God Sphere, which they added 3 more God Spheres, by the way, because those are fun to craft. But if you go ahead and get rid of this robe and take the time to make a God Sphere, you can get basically the same exact thing, except it's got
no MP.
Yeah, you trade all the MP. Like, I feel like this has to be an error on their part. Like, they just had an oversight. Somebody that was like programming in the stats happened to hit backspace and didn't put in the right value. Like, I'm convinced that like they're gonna release a thing at some point that's like, hey, we're fixing this thing. We messed up the stats on this. We're updating it to be like 60 MP or something. And then all of a sudden, this changes my tune. But like,
I think someone mentioned this to Barleen too, and I don't think he said that, hey, we're gonna change it, but he he did make note of it, and I was like, yeah, and he was like, yeah, that's not right, going from this and then to a Godforge and getting rid of that when that was one of the important things as well. So maybe they'll add it back or something.
But hey, we get ice attack damage on it, so fair trade, I suppose.
Yeah, totally.
Nailed it. Yeah. So this is literally the worst thing we've ever seen. You will waste your time to get a worse robe in the end. Do not craft that, please.
Nope,
it's
so what'd you say, DK? Is what?
So the plus 40 is just as bad too.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's more. I'm guessing more ice damage.
It's 5% to ice damage.
5? What the fuck, man? Fuck this shit. I ain't making this.
Yeah, pretty garbage. All right, I haven't been keeping up with chat at all, so let's see. Okay, blah blah blah.
I refuse. The only thing I'm touching is the axe. That's it. Miss me with everything else.
All right. Cool. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Tweaks just shared the some of the different stuff with me. That's fine.
He shared the stats.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So that's the Godforge stuff. I don't think I missed anything else on that. The Godforge fight is cool. The gear that we got added, a bit hit or miss. There's a couple of good things. Most of them are kind of just weird. I felt like this line of Godforge items was really quickly rushed out overall. Like, there's misspelling on the bow. They forgot to put MP on the thing. Some of them just make no sense or are just like the most minor buffs imaginable. Even the axe that's like the best. I feel like they were just like, you know what? Let's just keep adding shit to it. Yeah, we'll just put stuff on it.
I mean, I don't know. I think this is well, in my take this is the better Godforge that they added.
You think so?
Mostly because I'm biased, just because of the break. I'm probably wrong.
Okay, so
but I'm saying it just because of the break.
So we got a lot more added. So if we look at everything in its totality, I guess is like what I'm thinking. So like, yeah, we got the axe, massive add, really, really good. The bow, I think, super massive as well. It's really, really good. If we didn't have those two in this round, we still have like 6 new things, right? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. 6. So they added 8. 6. So if we look at the 6 other things, how do we feel? It's not very good. The axe kind of carries it. The axe and the bow carries it for me. Mjolnir is probably third best in my eyes. Just because it got better and it already kind of had a use in like really niche builds. Like if you wanted to make a regular attack build focusing on thunder, like it was really good already. So getting a better version's nice.
I'm not even gonna count the robes. Fuck those.
I mean, you gotta look at it a different way though. You gotta look at it from a different aspect. Like
what? Tell me what aspect?
Okay, like
give it to me.
This is better than what we had before.
What do you mean?
It's better. Like these weapons they're a huge upgrade than what you guys seen the weapons we used to have. Like they were fucking shit. We had to rely on AER paid, right?
Well, yeah, like, but these take AER and paid though.
Yeah, no, I know exactly. Like, no, not paid. I don't think paid.
Yeah. I mean,
AER.
Yeah, I'm talking I'm talking like look at Mjolnir, and then what we get. It's better,
right?
Not that exciting though. This is a big upgrade.
But I mean,
this made something. Like this made something out of nothing. I think this is also a pretty big win for when you need it, even though it's really niche. But
I'm just saying, like we had a lot of shit. We have a lot of shit weapons in our inventories, and I'm glad that we're using those to combine.
I'm glad we're getting stuff. I just want them to be
here's
impactful.
The
you know.
Here's the thing, though. We have all these new weapons. Cool. But we still end up using like 1 or 2 units. So like really, we can have all the weapons in the world. But we're still going to use like select weapons.
Think about the arcs we have. Think about all the arcs we have. They're all collect. We at the end of the day, everybody's just collecting everything. Like, look at there's arcs we never use, but we like them. I like going through my arcs and be like, oh yeah, I got that arc, man. You know?
Yeah, I like using Trials of Mana. Sure, I use that all the time.
Me too. To teach Moonsaber to everybody.
I feel like this game also has like a little collector's aspect to it too. And
for sure. Yeah.
So like I don't know. Like I like collecting all the weapons, whether they're shit, bad, whatever. Yeah, of course we're gonna pick weapons that are like gonna have their main stats and they're gonna be our primary weapons. But at the end of the day, man, we're all collectors at this shit, and we're gonna grab it whether it sucks ass or not.
Yeah.
So
Like Pokemon, bro. I get all the Pokemon games.
yeah.
Yep.
Like look at Zaylord. Zaylord was like shit. Now look at him. I mean, eventually something will be used. Like it's good just to have them all on standby.
Well,
Really.
and the other thing that's good to know, which Tweaks has in here too, agreeing with DK, just like the thing is like we're also getting more of these like 3-way fights too. So which means like we can't just use the same things always. You know, we have to have other good stuff. Pure Blade can only go on one person. Your you know, whatever can only go on one person. So like if you need multiple Thunder units, hey, you could potentially give a claw to somebody and like you know, where maybe you had a really mediocre thing on them before, maybe you'll have something a bit better now, which is really nice. So
I can't wait till they. What was that? What's that weapon? And the mech dragon. I can't wait till they Godforge that one.
oh, dude, that'd be sick.
They gotta do Trish.
That one is. Oh yeah, right.
Godforge
Trish.
Trish.
Imagine that. Yeah.
Yo, if they put Trish, I'd imagine some kind of physical damage. Physical damage on top of ignoring elemental resist. Amazing.
Yeah, it's funny because
Pretty
Trish
good.
was the first. Like, was it one of the first ones to get 40? I don't remember. Or no, it was.
No, there was a bunch of other ones. That
Yeah,
was
there was,
just
right?
one that we got.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just one that we got to do really cheap with Lilibet
And we
event.
really
Yeah, for
wanted it. I
free.
think,
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff
really
before
wanted it.
that. But
Okay.
yeah, the
But-
I do agree though on the Mecha Dragon one, especially because like if they boost the amount that you can actually hit for, that'd be sick. I kind of doubt it. Like I'm guessing they'll just be like, oh, more physical damage, and then you also get the pursuit attacks. But if they actually made it so the Godforge buffed that to make it better, it would be absolutely insane. Like just increasing the percentage chance of it. Because right now it gives. Oh, it doesn't even show, but I'm pretty sure it's what, like a 5% chance to do 100% extra damage.
Look how pretty that looks.
I don't know.
That looks pretty.
Yeah.
Look at all
So,
those
like-
fucking shiny ass weapons. Look at, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Look at that.
it's pretty good. It does suffer from one thing that like I dislike, which is like since it's 100% damage, it means it caps out with the damage you dealt. So if you're min maxing, you can't help it. Whereas if it was 100% chance to do 5% more damage, you can buff that damage. You know, it's more consistent, and you can buff the damage. It's effectively about the same if you're not getting like thunder resist in play, but you can use it in the right situation and do better. So it'd be nice if this got an increased chance to like 10%, 15%, whatever. Just make it more reliable to push your damage even further beyond, which would be great.
Broken.
Broken. I think that's what we like. That's one thing about Lost Cause we love. Just fucking breaking the game. I think that's what the most
Just
fun
give
we
me
have.
more game breaking shit.
All right. So let's see. What were some of the other things before we get to the big news, which we will? I mean, I think that's probably the thing. I had some other notes from. I noted a few things from actually getting to use Lanceveil. After a while.
What'd you come up with?
Yeah, so
Dual wield?
No, definitely not. After having a week of like using him and like testing out some stuff, some of my feelings is like, yes, his DPS is definitely lower. Like I can feel he feels weaker than A2. He's just super situational and hitting high damage, but his reliability of being able to attack is really nice. His tankiness is really nice. So like, it might not be the fastest, but I can know for a fact that if I go into Kraken, I'm not losing that fight. He will just not die to Kraken, and he will just make sure that he finishes that fight. Whereas, like, if I'm really dumb, maybe I'll lose every once in a while with Alice. Like, maybe I'll die, possibly, if I'm really dumb. But Lance is just always going to finish the fight, which is super nice. I also found I really like running Pure Blade on him instead of a Thunder weapon, just because he has so many non-Thunder boosts to just physical damage. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm still consistently getting Goddess Kiss procs for, like, 150 plus, which is more than what he needs anyway. Also, the AAR close are actually pretty solid. They're a +2 to speed, and that -12% makes it really nice to build him tanky while still being quick. So I was putting on stuff to like get his HP back, like dog tags and the crown that we got from the recent festival that like has a chance to heal for 20%, basically physical healing too. So I was running him with like a little bit of mitigation / healing, and then just got movement speed off the close, and like it was a nice balance. So I kind of didn't love it before, but the AAR clothes were actually pretty nice. I kind of like it.
I haven't used them since fucking 3 days or 4 days after I got him.
Also, Blue Gate. He's really good in Blue Gate too. Just because when the knockups happen, and I don't know if it's just lucky or what. He's never been frozen for some reason. Like he doesn't have in his kit like anything that would imply that he doesn't get frozen. He's just got the rage resist. But like when everybody else is getting frozen, he's still just swinging away. And I've never had him get frozen running Blue Gate. So yeah, he's pretty nice. All right, on to what people actually care about. We got the next collab announced. Yay.
Very nice.
Very nice. And this is a different one than what we normally see. So before, when we had a rerun, we had Dr. Stone, and that was a legitimate rerun where it was the same exact thing. We got all the same arcs and units, and then they just added some more stuff to it. Cool. This one, we are getting a brand new collab, which is Trials of Mana. Which I heard, DK, you were calling Trials of Mana like months ago.
Months.
I haven't.
Yeah, he was on it.
I haven't heard much about it. Outside of that. But yeah, good call. Nice, dig it. So we're getting that, which is like within the same universe of an old collab we had, which was Secret of Mana, which was from very early on in the game. And the most notable thing from the original, since all the units are far expired at this point, was one of the arcs people probably hear about a lot. Final Fantasy Adventure has a whole bunch of great skills on it, but one in particular that's really, really crazy, which is Honey Elixir, comes on that arc. So we are getting a Redux, I think they technically called it, where we are getting those 3 units and all the arcs from the old collab. And then we are also getting this new collab for Trials of Mana, where we're getting 3 new units and whatever arcs they give us. They'll be, I believe, streaming that on Monday, the announcement for it. Is that right?
23rd.
23rd. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Tuesday
Tuesday?
night.
Okay, cool.
Tuesday.
It's usually earlier in the week, so there you go. So make sure to check that out. It's going to be super hype, I'm sure. But yeah, so anybody that needs something like Honey Elixir, you're going to have an opportunity to go after it. Fair warning, chasing arcs is still pretty yikes, but like if you're going to burn everything and get probably nothing worthwhile, this is probably a thing that's worth chasing, I'd say.
But honestly, you're going to be playing for characters.
But I don't know.
Chasing, but honestly, it's going to be in pity though too. So think about that. If you are going to go,
will it though?
I think it's. Look, think about it. No, it really will. It has to be because
why?
Like,
collabs never had. Collabs haven't been having pity.
No. Reruns.
Dr. Stone had pity the first time it came.
It did.
Yeah, Dr. Stone did. That's how I got my damn science arc. I pitied.
That's right. That's right.
Sure. So there actually might be a 300 pity for Honey Elixir if you're throwing.
Maybe. I guess if
money,
you're out here whaling, there's hope for you yet.
There's very much hope. Yes. Absolutely.
For me, I've got 12k gems. I'm going to throw 4 10 spins at it and probably get nothing. Or I'll get one of the old units that didn't probably get buffed nearly enough. But we'll see how it goes.
Speaking of buffs, I'm curious if it's just gonna be the Dr. Stone treatment buffs, or if they're actually gonna get E5s.
I mean, as far as I know, I'm pretty sure E5 was confirmed. Like
E5s are
for the
yeah.
For Randy?
I would be astonished.
Oh, shit.
I would be astonished if they didn't get E5. And I believe I saw a conversation. I think I saw a conversation in Discord where somebody asked about the buffs, like if they're going to be significant buffs, and Barleem basically responded, "It's very rare that we get to revisit our old units, so we're definitely making the most out of being able to retune them."
Ooh.
So like he basically implied we're going all in. No, like
It's an itis answer.
I paraphrased obviously, but the implication was like, yes, they're getting huge buffs. Now, my understanding of those units is they are so old and dog shit that like you would need so much to make them relevant again. So like
I mean, yeah, that's true. Right. There's no hope.
Yeah.
They gotta have like more than just your usual buffs.
Damn, Zero, dog shit.
Damn.
Have you tried using any of them?
I'm using it right now.
Do you have any of them?
Why?
Oh hell no! What do you why? Because it's Randy.
Yeah, Randy was a legend in the day.
Y'all both could kiss my ass, man.
We're like
carried.
Okay, here was power level.
What do you mean?
Elsie, this was unit levels. Unit levels in Last Cloudia. Average unit levels was here. Randy came in, was like, boom, I'm way above. We're like way up here now. Like power level wise, it's not even close.
This is where I draw the line.
Motherfucker said dog shit. Like if he had no purpose, like damn.
Okay.
Look at
You go ahead. I would wager that like pre-buff right now, Randy miles worse than Carol.
Oh, I mean, yeah, Randy's an
Am I
old
wrong?
character, bro.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Randy, cover your ears. Cover your ears. I'm covering his ears.
My boy Randy.
Obviously,
God
I'm being a little bit hyperbolic with it, but like
a little bit. Okay, so like, let's be real.
Listen, just
Randy
because you don't got a honey elixir, don't be dissing on my
yeah,
Randy,
dude,
all
he's
right?
salty as hell.
oh man, your salt is so tasty.
Man,
Oh my god.
yeah.
So
but like,
for the,
legit, Randy had the best sprite in the game, bro. Like that dude.
maybe back in the day, we got some pretty good stuff these days.
I mean,
Oh yeah, Booba Alice. All right,
It's a good one. Lancevale looks super tight. Medina
No,
looks really great.
Lanceville took the cake on sprite work, dude.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure,
pretty.
for sure.
They have a lot of really great ones in the game now.
Oh yeah, I've been playing as Randy for the past couple days. I'm beyond excited. Me and Jaw have been collaborating, and we're actually gonna be doing a video this weekend for a Randy like something. We're gonna do something with Randy, make it happen, make him great again. We're gonna,
Awesome.
of course. Yeah, but I mean, of course, it's not gonna happen. But
Nice. So let's
Well,
talk
we're gonna
about like
try
what. Do you guys want to talk about like what you would want to see to like make them relevant again?
Dude, this whole podcast
DK,
is gonna be about this collab, bro. Like you know, it's no ifs, ands, and buts. So what I would like to see. So looking at his kit right now, he has killers, and that's super weird. So he has insect killer, creature killer, undead killer, stone killer. So what I'd like to see is a new and dragon slayer, which is really cool. So I would like to see all those in a form of some kind of massive slayer. I don't know what they would call it. Maybe some kind of new slayer, like, you know what I mean? You know how we're getting like Brute and Geyser and all that crap. Not Geyser, but Brute Slayer and again Divinity. So I would like to see something new and fresh come into his kit that it combines all those killers into slayers.
Bro, what if they were like, hey, his thing was supposed to be like, oh, having all, because I also heard like his skills have individual like slayers on them too, right?
Right.
So like he's meant to like
beast and spirit.
It's so weird and disjointed. So like what if like that's like his thing of like, hey, I always have like something for whatever I'm fighting. What if they just give him Omnislayer? Just like you now have Slayer on everything.
I mean, it wouldn't bring him like super, high tier.
Well,
but
I
shit,
mean,
I'd use him.
Yeah, but I mean like that plus like a 10k damage cap increase.
Oh, and
you
his ult has Fish Slayer, so there's that.
God damn, he's so weird.
So random, bro.
Yo,
He's so fucking goofy.
He's got coverage. What do you mean? He's
got coverage. Oh god.
This bitch is individual.
Go away, Jala. Get out of here. That shit. You're trying so hard. Just stop. You're not. Fetch isn't gonna happen. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Hey, fuck off. This guy's great. He's gonna be great. All right.
I hope so. I hope he's gonna be great.
Baller. I'm gonna use him, and then you'll see nothing but Randy's on my support list.
Okay, so what's the mage? Poi Poi? Is that how you pronounce it?
Papoy, yeah.
Papoy? Okay.
Wait, we're done with Randy? We're done with Randy? We didn't even finish Randy.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What the hell?
Oh,
this man disrespected him, bro.
Okay, all right. Go ahead. Continue. What do you want to see? What else do you want on Randy?
Thank you, Zero. All right, let's look at traits real quick. We have heroes of the Holy Sword. Sword is equipped. Use of 10% of max MP. Special damage plus 40%. I would like to see that increased. We also have maybe a damage cap increase inside his trait. We also have Mana Tribe. His killer and Slayer types get enhanced plus 30%. So that's why I would like to see more Slayer stuff happening for him, so he can be like a really very interesting Slayer. Sword mega boost for damage cap. He needs damage cap. Let's be real here. We need sword. We need
He's more than that, but yeah.
He needs a lot.
yeah. Sword mega boost. Maybe there's been some other things. I hope.
Give him
a bunch of pursuit attacks. That's what he needs. Yeah. Give him like 50% pursuits on all his skills.
We'll go with that.
Single sword. I hope they don't do single wield. I really don't. I really hope they don't do that shit.
I don't think they. Yeah. I have a feeling they will
either. No.
On Randy?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that. And of course, so I would, we'll just make it quick. Damage buffs. We need damage cap for sure. I would probably want to say between 7,000 to 8,000 damage cap increase. It would be, and then we
Yeah,
can add the
it
rest
wouldn't.
to it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be nearly enough. I don't think. Probably.
No,
Because
I
my understanding
understand.
is his hit counts are pretty poor, right?
they're poor
Yeah,
and
they
they're
are.
slow.
I
They
believe.
actually, you have to run a pretty good distance, and he chases a lot. So until he
Yeah.
reaches within a couple of feet of the enemy, a lot of stuff won't activate, which is a lot of chance to flinch, which can it really just messes with his shit like in general. And of course he's a single attacker on his S4, so that kind of sucks too. There's not a lot of AoE happening with him as far as this S4, but there is pretty decent stuff with his I believe his S1. His S1's really solid. It's got a really
it's
nice
a gather and a push.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's pretty good
Yeah,
CC.
it has some utility, which was good.
Yeah. S3 is weak on hits but strong, and then his S3 is just super fucking random. Let's be real here.
it's 20 hit. It's 20 hits, but when
When
you
it hit-
can land all
when
the
you can
hits.
hit, yes.
Yeah. It does also
So,
have pretty good CC though, right? Like it does.
Yeah.
If I remember
like,
correctly,
once
like it
starts
locks
and
things
hits
up.
the enemy,
Yeah.
like the enemies stay in that flinching motion for the duration of his S3.
Yeah. So there's
the
some
way-
things, but he's not gonna be crazy. Like if
No,
I had to guess, he might be on like Dil Morto levels of PvE viability. That's my
He's
guess.
gonna be usable.
Maybe a little
He's gonna
better.
be usable.
That's
just gonna be
my prediction on that. Okay, so on to the more interesting ones, because I think if anybody's going to get buffed in an interesting way, the things that are not physical attackers are more likely to become usable.
Yeah.
Right. So
Prim?
So yeah, I think Prim probably has the most potential because she is a support. I don't know a ton about her, but the main thing that I know is she has all these saber skills. So like we have Moon Saber that we can use for stuff, but the sabers.
No, the sabers, they just add elemental pursuits to your regulars.
Yeah,
That's it.
Well, it's a lot. It is a lot
I mean-
it's a 50% increase if you were making a regular attack build, like it is quite good, but it is only regular
guess.
attacks, and like who's using regular attacks for DPS on the
Exactly,
regular?
so-
You're not. But like what if what if one they weren't what if they were stackable? That'd be interesting. Maybe a regular attack build would actually be a thing, but right now they override
If
each
they
other.
made it to where the sabers apply to the unit skills,
Yeah.
Omega busted.
I mean,
but,
things-
that's not gonna happen.
I mean, things in like other stuff in general. Like, yeah, what if she got a unique passive that was like, when she specifically applies a saber to somebody, it applies to all of that elemental damage instead of just others, which could imply, okay, like maybe magic specials also get some pursuits. But even if it was just skills, like, I agree they wouldn't do it because, like, goddamn, they'd be busted. But hey, you
Her
never
ult
know.
is still unique. Her
Yeah.
ult's still unique.
Yeah.
It provides a physical immune to physical damage up to 3,000 HP worth of damage. So, physical flinch resist pretty much up until that threshold, and it's still exclusive to only her, which is pretty cool. So I mean,
Okay.
maybe they could add something to that.
Yeah.
She does come with that mana magic, which is her and Papoy have that, and they provides 20% more physical damage to a ally. I don't know, maybe they could do something with that. Probably not, but I don't know what they could do. Her traits: battle start, autocast speed and haste, or automatic
Okay.
speed and haste. Duration of spirit usage, duration of buffs and debuffs from units' active skills plus 25%.
I think it's fair to
So-
say that trait 1 is going to get a wall of text on her update. Because that's not a trait 1. That's a non-existing trait right there. That's 2 auto skills in a trait. That's basically
Oh, fast, not even auto.
yeah, oh god, it's so bad. So like yeah, I could definitely see them just adding a boatload of stuff to that, and it could be anything, right? And if they give her something other than like, oh, some damage cap, like if they give her utility, whatever they do has a chance to break something in the game, and that's enough to make me like slightly interested to just see what the hell they decide to do, you know?
Yeah,
They managed to make Tink from like mediocre to like the most sought after general pool unit in the game.
yeah.
You know, like they could do stuff, but we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, there's potential, obviously, but will I just capitalize or make something out of it? I don't know. We won't know until with the live stream, right?
Yeah, we won't know for sure right away, but yeah, I would guess that live stream we would see it. If not that, then we would probably get it in probably like Wednesday when we get the announcement in game, and then we can see the breakdown because they'll list out all the stuff like they do.
Prim does come with two unique spells to her, and that's Fire Bouquet, fire attack in a small area, reduces enemies' attack, and then Lucent Beam, which is exclusive to her. Pretty cool looking light attack. I never used her for magic, but she's got that going for her, I guess.
Okay. I'm guessing that's probably still just going to kind of be whatever, but you never know.
Yeah, probably more than likely.
Yeah. And then I assume we're good on her. So Papoy.
Yeah, there's not much to.
Yeah, Papoy. The only things that I remember was like the unique magic that Papoy had was like actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, back then, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
real good.
If we had like modern damage caps and a bunch of damage boosts, like some of those, like I think one was called like Exploder, and that one felt super good.
Yeah.
So I don't know all of them just because I only used what it had as a friend unit, so don't really know a ton of them, but
yeah, he's got pretty much he was almost the first like rainbow mage. He had every spell except for a light spell. So yeah, his biggest fire one was Exploder. His earth was Burst, which is pretty good. He lit the Thunderbolt is literally just Thunderbolt, just mana. So he just had that. So nothing great on the Thunder side.
Okay.
On Dark Evil Gate, that's actually a pretty 19 hit, pretty cool spell. And it's not time stop, so you could spam, or you could have spam it, but pretty cool. So again, he is missing light. As for ice, he's got energy absorb, which is on a single enemy, and ice attack against one enemy absorb 20% of the damage as HP. So he had some sustain with that.
Yeah,
but
and then
overall
wasn't there also a unique damage buff? Like, wasn't there a really expensive physical damage buff?
Yeah, mana. They both Prim and Papoy have it, and they both stack if you apply it to the unit.
Yeah, because it is unique. So then it stacks with like Tink's physical damage buff and stuff like that.
Because they have their own icon.
Yeah. So still pretty niche, but I could see potentially like maybe one of them could get that as Giga as a fast buff, like what Tink got, except unique. Mm-hmm. So like Wave Start plus 20% that stacks with Tink's plus 20%. That could be a unique, like a neat thing to stack for just like speedily, adding damage to stuff. So maybe that's a thing. It sounds like what Papoy really needs is a bunch of damage buffs and cap raises and like basically everything, right?
Yeah.
Like it sounds like really cool
with much like boosting stuff.
Yeah, like a sweet spell list on an otherwise shell of a unit. Is that kind of fair to say?
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Yeah.
You do need to boost him quite a bit, but I mean,
it's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see his traits. Glutton, upon defeating a tasty enemy, recover 10% MP. Fairy Tribe, when using attacks of an attribute an enemy is weak against, damage plus 20%.
I didn't realize Tasty was in there. I didn't realize Tasty was a thing on Papoy. Like there's not many units that actually play with the Tasty mechanic. I didn't realize that was a thing they were doing back then. That's kind of funny.
I think there were very select units. I think Hobgobble, but nobody's talking about him.
So the dream. What if they lean harder into some stuff with tasty enemies, and there's some weird combo that makes Papoy super good with Shift Go Roth, and just makes this really fun team comp that just does silly things? That's my dream. That'd be great.
Papoy, I don't know. Back in the day, Papoy was like a very strong mage. I remember using someone's Papoy, and they had him like built up or whatever, and he just like nuked every stage and instacast everything. I was like, damn, this dude is great.
Yeah, it's crazy. But then again, there was a time. What's that?
We only had Dine. We only had Dine as a mage, didn't we?
I was going to say
as the strongest mage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what, Zekas or whatever.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like there's also a time in LC history when Dine was OP. So like, it's a thing.
And Eliza, we had Eliza. I forgot. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't until DOH though. So like that wasn't right away. I mean, she was one of the first DOH units, right?
That's Von Hurt, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the biggest thing though with Papoy and him being a great mage back then was his spells were high tier, but they weren't time stopped, so you could literally spam them. You know, given enough insta cast speed. So it was pretty great. So with the Fairy Chive, I do think, I don't know, maybe give him more damage. Maybe they'll give damage cap on that side. As for the Glutton, maybe they'll do something like that, like maybe more damage towards tasty enemies or increase the MP recovery. I don't know, just small things I guess that I could think of that they could do.
Yeah. All right, so new things that we got here. Let me go ahead and update my screen that I'm sharing at least, so that is going. I'll actually pull up the Trials of Mana thing, which I should have done before, but you know, I don't know how to host things. I don't just do stuff. All right, hold up. We're gonna change windows, and we're gonna switch over to this. All right, so hopefully that should be showing up. What's that?
All right. I was like, you doing screen share? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it should be pulled up now, hopefully. Other people can't see it yet, but you know, we're gonna try here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna switch over to hashtag super prepared. This is what I do. I am the best at all things.
Going on?
There we go. Sorry, I'm pulling it up for other people because I set it up for Discord for you guys.
Oh.
But on my actual thing and in the stream, it's not showing up yet. So there we go. Cool. So Trials of Mana. November 25th is when we actually get this collab. We are getting 3 new units in here. It sounds like, DK, you're the most familiar with these game series. So what are the units we're getting here, and what's your take on the 3 new units we got going on?
Give us your thoughts, sir.
So we have Rise. Yeah, I'm saying that right. Rise, she's going to be spear user. I believe that she's going to. And I did a video for the promotion whenever they first launched it, and I did pull the original stats from the original game. So she's actually going to be spears and support. So when that what I think they're going to do is they might have her as maybe DPS/support magic. So maybe like another kind of type again, maybe the opposite again, buffing buffing your team for better play.
Sure.
Maybe some stuff that, like, I don't know, maybe she might be the best buffer in the game. Who knows, right?
Could be.
So that's
Tink power creep.
Yeah, right. Again was our last collab support, so I mean it kind of makes sense to end the year with it because Gim was pretty early on.
Yeah.
Duran is exactly going to be what he is. He's going to be straight up DPS. Probably, I want to say they might keep him single willed. I don't know. I don't know yet.
What element is he going to have? Any element?
See, he doesn't really have an element in the game, so I don't think.
I heard that
he might be Earth. Maybe
I heard from somebody on Reddit posted a bunch of posted a bunch of info on these, and I think people said that he can go between like either tank or DPS, and depending on what like path you take, he's either light or dark.
So they might keep him towards light. I don't know. That's the thing with the Datas, they could choose whatever element they want. You know what I mean? They don't have to follow the game.
Yeah, they can, but I mean. To their credit, I think they usually do an incredible job of like bringing the flavor and essence of a thing from the source material carried over. Like, there's been times that I've learned more about the source material just by seeing random things on what they did for a unit. And I was like, oh, that is significant. They didn't just randomly do this thing. Like, that's there because of like this one episode from this one show. And I'm just like, oh, okay, like kudos. This is a thing,
It might also be that I don't want him to be light or dark, honestly.
It could be.
We had our dark unit. We just had a light unit with A2, so I'm like, I kind of would like him to maybe be either neutral, or we could do a mix between light and dark, lower resistance to dark.
Well, another thing that would be cool, like just from hearing the idea of like, oh, the tank is like light and offense is dark, it'd be cool if they did one of those things where like he has stances. So for like 0 MP, you could swap between and be like, okay, all your skills and special are now light type. And you have increased like defenses and stuff, or make them all be dark type, and then you gain these other buffs so that like he can have different modes, but then like also changes elemental typing. It's
gonna be interesting. It is gonna be really interesting what they're gonna do with him because I really don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is that he's gonna be a physical /tank DPS. Another thing is that I'm also trying to figure out or trying to like speculate whether or not we're gonna get the free ticket because Secret of Mana was our first free ticket event where we were
Yep.
able to use it, and I was able to pull Randy. Very exciting day for me because I didn't pull any of the unit after
Oh,
that.
beautiful. Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm kind of hoping now what I'm kind of hoping is that they do the ticket, and if they don't, then one of these characters are gonna be free. And normally, from what we've seen in the past, the free
You think
character is
Duran
not the
would
greatest.
be free?
And that's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking he might be free.
Yeah.
And then the two supports might be the ones we chase after. Because if they do support magic, then I think that's going to be a more valuable take on Las Claudia. And then we have Angela, where she's going to be magic. I really, it's just, that's, I guess like the real thing is like whether it's going to come down whether we're going to get that free ticket or not. And that's what's going to, kind of change on who is in what banner and who to go for, and from there on. But yeah, pretty simple. So we have our support, we have our DPS, and then we have our magic. So like that's exactly what's going to happen, depending on how they do things. But yeah, I mean, if the sprite work has been as good as we've seen it so far, I mean, their sprites are going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, as long as we don't have a repeat of DMC, we're golden.
Yeah, we don't need those jobs. We don't need. Yeah, no.
What about the far chick? The
Angela,
waifu?
she's gonna be.
Yeah.
She's gonna be mad.
She's gonna be our collab booba unit. So
Oh yeah. What? You got two collab. What do you mean?
I mean, she's just a bit more prominent.
Angela.
Oh,
than the other.
because of the position.
Things matter.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Honestly, I was really surprised that they picked Angela and not Hawkeye. It was actually the reason why I want Hawkeye is because we don't have anybody but Fowl as an archer. So to bring Hawkeye in would have been really neat. But I guess it kind of makes sense what they want to do here. Like support DPS and magic.
Yeah.
But it would have been really neat to see that because we haven't seen Shift Val yet. So we're kind of. I know a lot of people want some kind of like DPS archer.
Someone on Reddit said, or the guy that made the whatchamacallit, the little summary of the three and what he thought. They said that Angela was going to be was a super strong mage, and Maja might have already been power creep. What do you think about that?
I think that
I know nothing of the game, so I have no input.
Yeah.
I heard that too. I think it's probably unlikely that like it'll be direct power creep, but I could certainly see it being like Eliza gets super blown out of the water, kind of like what Maja did, but like Angela ends up being like fun Maja. Like maybe not quite hitting the damage potential, but like close enough while actually being fun to play.
She could be another form of Zekis too, though, if you really think about it. She could be some type of she could be like maybe like some kind of Tricilla effect on her magic. I don't know, something.
Maybe, I don't know.
They could literally break the game with these characters, like if they really wanted to.
Yeah, they could. Like, what if? Man, there's so many angles they could take to make some of the units broken. Like, what if there's a buff you could give about that just says you ignore up to 30% elemental resist? So like you don't necessarily need Trishula because you can just get a buff and like maybe run some other elemental resistances on stuff and like neutralize your damage a bit more. You know, like they keep pushing more and more stuff to fight against elemental resistance. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a buff that gave us an effect kind of like the Shade Bow and Zekis and things like that. You know. Also back to the free unit topic. I think probably like a 0% chance that Angelina is free because people will swipe for Booba. That's just the thing.
They'll swipe for waifu.
For sure.
They'll swipe
I think
for waifu.
It will feel weird if they make the MC be the free unit. But it will also be the most depressing though. Like it does seem like it could be the most likely, just simply because like what have we seen traditionally? We had Alphonse was our free unit and he was a tank, kind of blah. We had 9S who was really kind of a tank that also was like a debuff support. But like not really that crazy. If he comes in and he's the free unit and he's basically just like a mediocre single wheeled tank, like it's just gonna be really, really boring and dull. And I'm not gonna like it unless he has like really unique utility.
So to bypass
but-
that real quick, to bypass that though, don't forget what they did for Dr. Stone. We had a unit ticket, but it was like a 20% chance
Yes.
of pulling a newer unit. So that's what I think what they're gonna do is because we have
They're gonna
6
put all those in
characters.
one
I-
unit? Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
no. They're gonna do
Oh, that
two.
was-
No, there's part 1, part 2. We have the history.
Right,
Part
right,
1,
right.
part 2. You're gonna choose between what ticket you want. They're gonna be. There's gonna be. The only problem is that who's the 2 that are gonna be in one banner. So there's gonna be 2 units that are gonna come in one banner, and then 1 unit that's gonna come in the part 2.
That's why I don't think that's going to happen. Like lately, their track record has been that they do 2 parts. They have 1 unit at start, 1 unit at the next, and we get a free ticket. Free tickets, I guarantee they make more money just giving us a free ticket instead of letting people have a chance at getting like the broken thing that's on banner. And I know like the community has spoken a bit about like, hey, we like to have, the free unit ticket, that chance at getting something really good. But I think they're going to absolutely continue it, and we're just going to get a free unit and then 2 units that are going to be on banners. I don't think they're going to go back to the other way. At least not soon. Maybe the next collab they will. Like maybe the community will, make backlash big enough that it's like, oh, hey, this isn't working anymore. But for right now, I think we're absolutely going to get a free unit. But I will say, if it's not the MC that's going to end up being like a boring tank, like maybe he will be on banner and he'll end up being really cool. Okay?
Right.
If that's the case,
here's
go ahead.
the thing. Well, Adachi here in my chat, he's saying that none of them are MC. Like from the game that they come, you just pick a character and just go with their own story. So they're
Okay.
I guess not MC. So I'm not sure if that will give like
That's
some
making it
right.
even
like a specific reason.
It's making
what I mean?
it's making it even more likely that we're just gonna have another bruiser as our free unit that like doesn't have much of a purpose. But
you think it would be him? You don't think it'd be one of the other 2 chicks?
I think it would be, probably. I hope it's not. But like that's my biggest fear. Like I hope it's one of the other 2, just because like the other units we got, they're not bad. It's just, I would actually say Alphonse is technically a little bit better. It's just we have no use for him. Like, in his role, he's one of the best tank units there is. We just don't have a use for that right now. If eventually we do, he could be really good. 9S, he comes with a lot of stuff that's really cool, but he's very, like, middle of the road. Like, he's generally good at almost everything, but he doesn't have one defining characteristic that's like, holy shit, this he's like the best at this one niche thing. He just doesn't really have that, as far as I found. He's just really good at like, he can be anything your team needs, and he's very good in that regard. But he'll get outpaced if you min-max any of like a handful of other units. You can min-max into being better than him. So I'm guessing whatever we get would be similar. But if it's not the bruiser guy and it's one of the others, if we are getting magic or support more likely, there's a much greater chance that the free unit will be significantly more useful than the last 2 units that we got for free. Because utility is important in this game. Supports are important. So like even if they're like not the greatest thing in the world, they will probably have much more use than Alphonse and 9S, is my guess. If it's bruiser guy, he'll probably be like basically exactly the same as the other 2. Like I'm sure you can do fun things with him, but like not changing the game, not changing your account much,
Yeah.
But
this will be our
we'll
biggest collab like ever in LC. This will be 6 characters.
Think so?
4 arcs.
Bigger than
no,
DMC, because wasn't DMC pretty big?
Well, DMC was our first run. It was 3 characters and 2 arcs.
Yeah.
And this one is bringing 6 characters.
Yeah. He's
and
talking.
several other arcs.
Yeah, he's talking. He's talking about gotcha
Right.
quantity, not like
Gotcha,
what events we got.
All right.
I would say that had the biggest event just because it was like the most unique gameplay thing that we had, in like Bloody Palace or whatever. Now, one of the things that I could potentially guess is like maybe one of these units or even a New York brings us something like similar to Honey Elixir that's just like better. Or maybe one of these units might just come with Honey Elixir innate, like how Gen got Glass Record. So like maybe you don't get the arc, but you could get the unit that has it. So like your account isn't broken, but you could at least have one source of it,
Copium.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it's a thing that could happen,
But yeah, there's a lot that can, and it's gonna be crazy. These units, I don't think they're gonna shy, too far from, quality with these units.
I wonder what. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying we're gonna see some crazy shit in the next couple of days, man.
Yeah, I'm excited if maybe not necessarily Popoy's magic is teachable, but I mean obviously with today's magic, they're not amazing, but it'd be cool if we got some mana, some actually good mana magic that you can teach them.
Yeah. I think that's probably one of the most exciting things is just like what type of stuff are we going to get on the new arcs? Between like either effects, teachable skills, like those old arcs that are coming back, like they had some really really great stuff. Not just Honey Elixir. There was a lot of good teachable stuff.
Not just they had
Gemini, Monkey Baby,
the
Dash.
biggest thing from that
was a lot of good stuff.
People still use Moonsaber magic.
Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Which I assume that's going to be basically free for people that go and get it, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it was the first time? Okay, yeah. So that just coming in and just being generally available to everybody is nice. I'm trying to kind of catch up with some chat stuff. I'm just really slow to read.
Maybe they might give us a free LR. I mean,
free LR. That's totally plausible. Yeah, absolutely.
And then they're gonna bring back the Mana Beast fight, and then
if they bring back both of the, I wonder if they're gonna bring the actual Secret of Mana event back, or if they're just gonna bring the units.
No, it's gonna
back.
be both. It has to be.
It's gonna be both.
It has to be both.
I don't think I don't think it has to be, but I think that I think there's a decent likelihood, especially because like there's so many people that didn't get to see it, and like that original boss fight was pretty sweet.
Hell yeah, it was amazing. I love that.
It was super cool. I loved that boss fight. So
the reason why I say they have to is because, like you said, not everybody had a chance, and we all talk about how great this one was when it first came out. This was like why a lot of people started playing the game, why a lot of people still are playing the game. Is they always go back to like that day when Secret of Mana came out. So to give the players that chance to enjoy this collab the way we did, it's going to be awesome. I 100% think they're bringing everything back, and it makes the event even longer and better.
So what
they better bring back the overworld music change. That was one of my most favorite things, bro. Yes. That was one of my most favorite. And when they brought back the Secret of Mana the second time, they didn't bring it. They completely got rid of that. They got rid of the title theme. I was like, what the fuck? Where did this go? What happened? So they better at least bring that back.
Yeah. They lost it. They lost the USB drive.
For what I'm expecting is like if they bring back the original Secret of Mana event, they'll probably just bring it back like it was, give us some rewards for it, probably make it so that we have to farm it like 40 times, 100 times,
prisms,
whatever.
But Randy prisms.
Yes, that too. But what I would love is if they not only do that, but they actually add in like part 2 or something, a revamped version where there's a couple new animations, it's extremely high difficulty, and we get like a time trial out of it.
Right.
Like make a version of the fight that's actually really hard and then gives us something cool or like a ranking or whatever. Give us a Randy stamp.
Nice.
Give us a gold Randy stamp. Give us a gold Randy stamp for top 100. Let's do that.
That's really good.
Fuck yeah, give me my Randy gold Randy stamp. Thank you very much.
Yeah, let's do that. But anyway, so I would hope they do something like that. I highly doubt it, but that'd be really nice if they could repurpose the old content in order to make it fresh for us to get a new challenge.
Yeah, because it was a boss rush. We had 3, right? It was that huge slime, the Lich, and then the Mana Beast. Wasn't it, DK? Do you remember?
Yeah, you fought him at the very end on like a little pillar, and it was all dark, and he flew in. Oh, perfect, bro. It was so good. It was so good.
It'd be they could I could definitely see that as a time trial. But then again, I mean, the fights were pretty straightforward. Just you just nuked them. So I don't know.
We had trouble. But it was fun playing them over and over again.
Yeah. I don't know what they could do to make that an actual time trial, but there's potential. Three phases. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
For those who did not, for those who have not completed their, souls, or they haven't got their characters to level 80, and you guys do have the mana units, do not use any Mother Souls yet. Hold off until we know what the collab's gonna bring, because they actually might bring back, the way they did Dr. Stone, where we're able to get all the past souls. Use them for like use them for like the basically to build the character. I forgot what that stupid thing was called.
Yep. You can shop for all the souls you want or farm them in a game.
So don't use your Mother Souls. Don't try to backside your character before this start. Yeah.
All right. So couple of things in chat here. So somebody said, am I pulling? Yeah, I only have 12K, so I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna see what the units are. I probably will just throw it, seeing if I can get honey elixir. But I'm guessing the units will look awfully tempting, and I'm sure something's gonna be crazy. But
oh yeah, you better make the right choice here.
I'm
Honey
gonna,
elixir or new units? What do you need?
I'm gonna pull something. I'll probably do a step up, but yeah.
You can pull dupes.
Tweaks is sad because he's a scrub and doesn't know how to rank. So get good.
Good. GG.
How many HP locks
Just
do we
rank.
want? Go away, Yash. This is why you have no friends. Don't
Damn.
don't talk about
Oh my
HP
God,
locks.
man.
Oh, I'm kidding. Come on.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I heard it in your voice.
I'm kidding. I only talk to Magic that way.
That is true. You and Magic have a special relationship.
We do. He's a good guy, or something. He was in on our Zlorg run. It's pretty excellent.
Saw that.
It was a good time.
He's going up in the game.
Wait, zero DK. I don't know. Well, Zero. I don't know if you want to go through the trouble of showing it, but what did you guys think of the little edit that I made for Randy?
Oh, hilarious! I fucking
fun.
died laughing, bro.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty accurate. I think it was pretty accurate at the time. I was like, this is pretty accurate. This is literally what he did with all the units in the game.
Yeah. No.
Because he was the top dog.
I was like, yeah, that sums everything. That sums about everything right there. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully, I have enough money to swipe. See what happens.
Because we are in that phase. Like, yeah, we have to swipe. It sucks.
Yeah, I could see myself swiping just for waifu reasons, but who knows?
Yeah.
So now that we can kind of say, so what character are you guys most excited for? Let's start with Jawline.
For the new ones?
Yeah, for the new ones. Yeah.
Just going off of looks and just from what that one Reddit guy said, I think I'm leaning towards the spear chick.
Same. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
She sounds like the most supporty. Supports interest me more than every other unit type in the game.
Yeah.
They're always the key to unlocking the most ridiculous shit.
Yeah. Just from what that guy said, the spear chick definitely interests me.
Yeah. I actually am leaning more towards Angela.
She'd be my second for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Duran's awesome, but the DPS thing I'm kind of over. I want to try something new. So yeah, I think I might go for Angela too. But yeah, the support too, man. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's hard to know, but I'm very, very excited for us to actually see it. I will say, like, I realize this is kind of a random subjective thing. I know you played a lot of the games and stuff. I don't really love this art style of like the original game.
What?
This just, I don't know. It looks a little bit
too old.
I don't know. I guess maybe it's too old, but I don't know. It's like everything's like.
I like it.
I don't know.
I think it's cute.
I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of cute, and it just feels like really faded. Like things don't really like pop off of each other because there's not like definitive lines around stuff, and it sort of blends together.
Zero. Come on now.
There's other old art that's done different ways that I don't know. It's just not. It's not my deal.
Have you seen the Secret of Mana art? It's just literally a forest with Secret of Mana on it. I mean, this is a huge upgrade from that, bro.
No, these birds though, these pink birds on this blue backdrop, that's super clean. I like that. That looks nice. But
that's what you get out of that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Man, what the fuck?
I'm just saying,
this guy.
It just looks good.
This guy.
It just looks good. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Nothing else to see here, but yeah, very exciting. Collab. I personally didn't expect to see a Secret of Mana rerun, but
hell no, dude. I did not expect that.
Yeah, I think we were all talking about like what rerun we would likely get instead of a new collab.
Slime?
I think most people called Slime.
I think this announcement just solidifies that Slime is never going to get a rerun.
I don't think that's true. I think that it's entirely possible.
Really?
But we'll see.
What? Secret of Mana, bro. Third time before Slime the second time.
Yeah, but we'll see. I definitely would love if Slime came back just because those units really need some love. Rimuru wasn't even that good when he originally came out. Like, I used him because it was my first mage that I pulled that was like actually good. But
you have Rim?
Yeah, I have Rim. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got Rim and both of the arcs. So Amelia is the only thing I didn't get off that, which is pretty good. Or no, there was also I didn't get anything off Milam's banner either. I don't think I even pulled.
Oh.
Wasn't for me. That was slime, right? Was Milim?
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 Yeah.
Milim,
and Rimuru.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll see next year. Next year, they might do. They'll squeeze it in, I'm sure. Both the ReZero and the slime collab. I don't think they just completely do away. I don't know. I haven't seen them just completely do away with collabs. I think they're definitely gonna come back. I think that it's just Trials of Mana always, or the Mana series always comes back around this time frame. So I think that's why I highly anticipated it too as well. But overall, I wanted to see Trials really bad.
There's also people asking about some of the other ones. ReZero was already an amazing collab. The things from that collab are still pretty decent today. Maybe not so much Amelia, but like Rem still super good. Both those arcs really really good. Yeah, it'd be nice to get back, but considering Slime came first, and also they got season 2 of Slime this year, I definitely expected that like Slime would get a rerun first.
Right.
And then people also asking DMC, maybe bring Virgil into the game. I don't follow the DMC franchise much. I would expect like usually when we get collabs, it's usually when like there's some sort of big event going on. I don't know if there was something with Trials of Mana, if there was like a 20-year anniversary or like whatever the fuck. I don't know. I was surprised when we got
honestly,
FMA.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I was surprised that we got Full Metal Alchemist, and I was just like, oh, hey, it's the 20th anniversary or whatever.
Oh, no, that was the 20th. Sorry.
Yeah, so like there was something, but that was a pretty minor thing when I definitely expected other stuff. But DMC, I think, was one of the most impactful collabs we had as far as like player base. I think that from talking to people, a significant amount more people joined during the DMC collab than most of the others that we had run. So I think that like if we had like behind the scenes details and numbers, I think that had a huge spike in player base. So the likelihood of them redoing that is probably pretty good. And there's a lot of really loved things in there. As far as like Nero was super good. V is a huge high point. All the arcs were really awesome. I'd love a chance at Purple Orb and phone booth for sure. It's a big miss on my account. So
yes. So DMC, I want to say that it's probably going to come back, and this, of course, I'm just kind of throwing this out there. So the way that things are working right now, I would say DMC is probably right around the corner, honestly, between. I know it won't be February because of Valentine's. I think it might be March. You know how Dr. Stone was in March last year? I think DMC was going to take that spot.
Nefets in chat says that it's 20th anniversary for DMC, so like that could be a triggering event. So totally.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nice.
It will definitely be either it could be January or March for the
See, but here's my thing. They're gonna skip the other collabs and just go for that one?
Ideally, I think they might.
I mean, their history of choosing updates has kind of gone all over the place. Like when they choose to update units, when they choose to like do other stuff. Like, did you expect a Nier collab? I sure didn't.
Fuck no.
That was out of nowhere, man.
One thing that we definitely can't say is they are predictable.
Yeah. That's a fair point.
So continuing to surprise. Anyway, I don't have much else to say on this, so if you guys are good, I think I'm ready to sign out on this right now.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Sweet.
No,
all right.
Really.
If you want to catch this, we do this every Saturday at 8 Central. And yeah, go follow these guys' channels, subscribe, and do all the different things for seeing what's going on and keeping up with all the content we put out and talkings and blah, 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 blah. Hit us up on Discord if you got questions and things. So,
or just want to hang out. Hanging out.
It's just fun to come, chat, meet some new people. So y'all have a good one. Enjoy the collab. We will have lots of fun talking about it next week, I am sure. So till next time, have fun, go forth, murder things, etc.
Later, guys. Be safe.
See ya, guys.
Bye-bye.
Peace.